Welcome everybody, my name is François Letarte and this is my channel D30, a channel about tabletop role-playing games. So, I will make one of my rare English video. I want to talk to you about something challenging that is going on in my game mastering life. And I call it putting up a good intrigue without magic or technology. Okay, why am I doing this video? Is because these times around I'm working, I'm jamming some all-for-one Régime Diabolique. Okay, this role-playing game takes place into 17th century France. We are musketeers. Yes, there are some magic involved, some supernatural forces, but not that much. The basic of the setting is pretty much what was in France that time around, or maybe more, the swashbuckling type that we can see in movies and Alexandre Dumas novels. Okay, but nevertheless, it has pretty much a mostly realistic basis with some supernatural things going around, and it's hard to make a good intrigue. Hard. Not in the bad sense, it's just challenging if I compare that to fantasy. Why? Because in fantasy you can come up with the same level of intrigue into a campaign. Why is the bad guy doing this? How does he do it? So you can come up with many ideas and if some points, some facts aren't related to each other in an easy way, you can patch with magic. Okay, you can take a magic, you can take a spell that explains everything. You can take, it's so easy to say that there's all sorts of demons around because the portal just opened. Okay, this is fantasy, this is what it comes with it, and we use it. Okay, so you want to put a good intrigue, you can go crazy into fantasy setting, okay, because you can explain it by magic. Okay, you can go crazy and just put all the magic stuff you need to make it work. And the same mostly goes with science fiction, in my opinion, since you have access to all sorts of technology, so it's easy to create something. There's a new machine doing that thing, okay, they're doing that phenomena, and that could explain why something is going on. So I think you're following me. So many settings are quite fantastical, and you take those fantastic things that are in it and you patch your intrigue with it. It's not cheap patching, it's not in that sense, it's just that you have it, so why not use it and make a great story involving magic, weird stuff that explains what is going on. And all for one Régime Diabolique, we could patch a little with magic. Some parts of it, there are supernatural forces, but in that game in particular, magic takes quite an effort. In fact, if you're playing a magic using character, it's not, you don't have fireballs flying around. Okay, yes, you could make the fireball, there's a way to make it, but it takes effort. Okay, it takes so much effort that, in a sense, and it's maybe we could bypass that and patch with magic everywhere, but if we take it as is it presented in the book, how it is explained in the book, it takes so much effort to use magic that it has to be a very, very good reason that that magic is patching the intrigue. So there's not as much patching with magic or technology, if that comes to that, into that game. So you have to work a little harder to make a good intrigue. I'm working on something, I'm GMing a game right now. Lots of details are involved, but those details must be somehow down to earth, must be accessible to normal persons with lots of influence or money, but or positions in the society, but nevertheless, okay, it has to be a good intrigue. In the original novel of Alexandre Dumas, The Three Musketeers, there was lots of good intrigues, and it all revolved around people doing them. So this is how I have to work, and I've been doing lots of fantasy and science fiction recently, okay? So I patched with magic, but now I'm getting back to All for One Régime Diabolique, and it is really another way to work. Yeah, I have to sit down and think a little more, which is a very good exercise. I'm really enjoying this, in fact. Yeah, it's more challenging because I have to, because the way I work, okay, just to put it that way, I kind of have all sorts of crazy ideas. Yes, that could be cool. Yeah, I'm throwing ideas all around. Yeah, that's the way I work in general. I'm throwing ideas without thinking too much, because I think those ideas are cool. Yes, let's put ahead a situation, a crazy situation, and just see what happens. But often I don't have an explanation. But depending on what happens, sometimes I have to have an explanation. So I have to work, a good intrigue, going with how the setting works. At the same time, some of those dots that I could patch with magic, but I don't do it because it's not appropriate, I just leave them blank. Okay, some of the intrigues, so there are some questions that are unanswered. I must be honest with that. And I let the game flow. Okay, if somehow the characters, the main characters, are going towards somewhere there's a blank spot, usually how it unfolds while playing will reveal some of the answer. And if the characters just don't go somewhere there's a blank spot, well, I won't bother now, okay? So the blank spots are left blank until needed. But that's what I wanted to share. So are you playing some games that involves intrigues that are not patched by magic? There's lots of them, so maybe just share your thoughts about how you do it, how do you deal with that, and yeah, I'll be happy to read this. So that was a video for this morning, guys. François JDR D30, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.